Most people think ranking up about mechanics, skill, or talent, but this mindset kept me really bad for years. But I recently learned something much more simpler and way more rewarding. This video isn't a guide about skills you can learn to get unhard stuck, but it's more about the mentality you need in order to climb. These are the things that helped me even in just normal life, and hopefully it can help you as well. I'm Kazuda. I grew up alone, and I had to be there for myself early on. I didn't have too much support other than my grandmother, and a lot of my growth came from figuring things out on my own. When I was younger, I got bullied alone, and I learned then on that I don't want to be bullied, I don't want to feel weak, and I don't want to feel helpless. I always felt scared, but I learned quickly that showing fear made people take advantage of you, and I actually just wanted to be accepted. But I didn't know where to go or who to ask for help. Then I ran into one thing, which is the internet. The internet changed my life. Through YouTube, I found creators I connected with, and then I started to develop goals and dreams for myself. I wanted to be watched. I wanted people to know about the stuff I've been through, and I want to be able to help support people who are in situations like that so they don't have to deal with what I had to. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to do stuff like gaming because I was a kid, but I felt like something that was actually possible for me and something I took seriously. So I chased it, but there was one thing that I messed up badly on, and that was that I was scared to be myself. I wasted years by not speaking up, not posting, not committing to something. Then when I hit around 16, something snapped. The people who I thought were my friends, belittled me. They overlooked me, they looked down upon me, and they never took me serious. And I had goals that I wanted to, but nobody else cared about them other than me. And every time I'd fall, they'd just help make it worse. So then from that point onwards, I made a decision that I was done losing. I didn't want respect given to me. I wanted to earn respect. I always wanted to train harder than anybody else. And I had learned and I accepted something about myself, that I'm not naturally good at things. I don't have any special talents or secret traits, but I do have one thing, and that's I learn pretty fast compared to everybody else. And something else I do as well is I don't really quit. So from that point onwards, I studied psychology, habits, how to improve, and what does it mean to really improve. And this led me to reaching currently where I am right now, high grandmaster in Rivals, Unreal, and Fortnite. And I almost was immortal in Valorant before I decided to stop playing it. And along the way, I learned some lessons that apply even in real life beyond the game. The first thing I learned is don't listen to what everybody has to say. People aren't trying to help you improve most of the time. Often, they're just looking to justify their own value and why they belong where they do. I played Valorant, Marvel Rivals, and Fortnite. The most common thing I was told throughout all of those was I was weird for playing differently, or I'm not as optimized as I could be, or that I'm throwing by not picking the best character, or playing with the team or something, or I'm making stupid and bad plays. I should just stick to the simple goal. And honestly, I'm so happy to say that those people who are saying that are the ones that are often stuck and are boosted, hive-minded, insecure, or arrogant. And it's ironic because most of the time they're the ones that's stuck in the same rank. I had people tell me it's bad to have over a certain amount of games played or to have a low win rate, when the reality is if you want to improve, you're going to lose a lot, and the worse you are, the more you will lose. But the best thing is you don't ever really lose until you give up. So in order to be a winner, you can't give up because you lose a lot, and you can't get sad about your stats. If you really want to win, you cannot think like everyone else. You have to understand what everyone else is saying and what everyone else does, but you also have to surpass them as well. Making a good play is just making a bad play, but it's working out. And the more consistent you are at making bad situations good, the more you will win. But if you're scared about messing up, you won't ever learn about how to turn a loss into a win. And another point, you will not improve as fast if you don't have fun. Doing something without having fun is just working a job, and the point of living is to live, not to be a slave. So don't fall into the trap of having a grind set. Grind because you want to learn to enjoy it and have fun with it. Don't grind because everybody tells you that's what you need to do or that'll make you better, because you won't get better. It'll just ruin your mental. You'll burn out, you'll get tired, and you'll hate a lot of stuff. And alright, the first point I often hear a lot is you have low stats. And for most games, stats are terrible because stats don't tell the full story ever. There's always more that's going on than what the stats show. Sometimes you can have low damage, low kills, or some shit because you're fucking just on the point the whole time. Like with the Marvel Rivals, for example. If you're on cart and your whole team's pushing up and fighting while you're just on the cart making sure it moves faster, you're gonna have bad stats, but you're winning the objective better because your whole team can get off the cart and fight, and you can farm stats and kills. But it doesn't matter if the cart is going at a snail's pace and takes you 5 minutes just to get to the first point, because by then they'll end up realizing you're not on the cart, and they'll just keep distracting you guys. You should never just play the stat farming in any game. Stat farming is usually a telltale sign of a bad player. If they have really good stats but stuck in a certain rank, then they're terrible. You should never want to have good stats. You should always want to have your stats stats bad, so you always have something to improve. Now, the next point of criticism I hear is you're not playing the meta. And honestly, this goes back to the point I said about having fun. Playing the meta is often broken and boring. Nobody wants to always do that. And not to mention, you can still be one of the best players or the best player in general without following the meta. Hell, you can even make your own meta. All it has to do is just take you to be unique and think outside of the box. Think differently from how everybody else plays, because maybe then you'll be the person to find something that nobody else is looking at. If you figure out how to snowball with your character in a way that nobody else has, you will become one of the best players in the game almost automatically off that alone. So don't ever play the meta just because you want to win. Play to optimize your character. Play to get good at your character. Learn how you want to play. Learn what your character can and can't do, or learn what you can and can't do, and figure out how to play and move around that. The next point is you're not playing as optimally. And with this, when it comes to games, there are some things that has to be, in my opinion, optimized, but it's very rare on what needs to be optimized. Like, the only thing I can think, for example, is you probably should play on like low graphics if you have a bad computer to get more FPS, but that's about it. You shouldn't have to worry about having the perfect sensitivity unless you're playing a game like Fortnite where you need to move and react fast. But if you have your own sense of aim and you aim differently from everybody else, even if it looks nasty and sloppy but it's accurate, then you should play your own sensitivity. You shouldn't have to change your sensitivity to match the game. Constantly changing your sense is a sign that you're trying to make up for your lack of skill instead of just training to be good enough to have the actual skill that you need on your sensitivity. It's going to take time. Even if you're playing unoptimized, it's going to take a lot of time for you to actually be kind of good. But if you want to be good, you have to go through the hard things. You have to work through the hard parts. There's no easy way out of this. Then the next point is you're not playing properly with the team. And what people often mean is they can't carry their own weight, so they need you to babysit them on a lot of games. There are times where I'm playing a flank character and I'm flanking. The one moment I flank, they're like, bro, Psylocke or Spider-Man, you're not playing with the team. And it's stupid because I'm a flank character. I've been told this so many times and it's insane. Granted, you don't always have to play flank, but at the same time, sometimes you want to flank. There's different points in times where you want to do different things. It depends on the context and in the situation of the game. You should never just have a certified play style, because if you have a certified play style, you can be countered easily by somebody who's better than you and or smarter than you. So being told non-stop that you're not playing correctly is genuinely stupid. And not to mention, if you're playing with the team the whole time, you can't make a risky play and use that to snowball. People don't often like risky plays because it can either make you lose or win. But if you want to win, sometimes you have to make a risky play in order to win. You have to figure out a way to turn that 0 into 1. Otherwise, you will just lose every game. And you're not playing your character right. That point annoys the hell out of me, because there's so many unique ways to play a character. There's so many unique possibilities and things you can do. You shouldn't have to follow the same guide that everybody else follows to play their version of your game. You're playing your own game. You're not playing theirs. So really, don't listen to them. If you want to figure out how to play your character properly, do it. I've seen strategists single-handedly carry in terms of DPS stats or something. I've seen strategists no heal and then go up to fucking Celestial. I've had some on my team who've done that. Sometimes I've been the person to do that. I don't care if that's throwing, because at the end of the day, I'm playing for myself. I'm not playing for everybody else. I don't care that it's a team game, because I won't see my team after. They won't care about me. They don't care about me, nor will they care about you either. If you're good enough to get yourself out of the rank you deserve to be in, then you sit there and you climb out on your own. Don't ask for hand holding. Learn out there and take that shit on your own. Now, sometimes you will just lose a game because your team is so bad. Yeah, it's still a team game, but you almost 99% of the time can single-handedly win a game. Or actually not 99, I'll say probably around 90% of the time. Nope, around 80% of the time. But my point still stands though. And I'm not saying don't listen to everybody, because now, I know this sounds counterintuitive to my last point, but honestly, the truth is, if you want to improve, you can't do it alone. You know, I learned a lot of advice and helpful info, tech, and just stuff in general from YouTube coaches for free without needing to actually pay for coaching or anything. And there was times where I felt like I was stupid and I didn't know what to do, and I'm just sitting there looking at it. But self-VOD reviewing and watching, you know, actual people climb and smurf, like, I don't care if people hate smurfs. I feel like people who hate smurfs are just upset that they can't win against one, which I don't really care about. I'm not gonna lie. But again, I learned a lot from watching people smurf and watching people play. Anytime I get stuck in a rank and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I watch certain people play. And the truth is, when you watch somebody smurf, you can see what they would do in your situation that they won't be in if they're playing in high elo. You know, in high elo, you're less likely to get an entire team running 5 DPS and throwing, whereas in silver, you'd still winnable even with 5 DPS. You just need to figure out how, and sometimes watching somebody better play is a good way of learning how. And these are some of the coaches I ran into to when I was trying to learn how to improve. Now I say you can't do this alone most of the time, and you know that stems from this belief I have. I've seen this a lot, and I've analyzed it a lot. A lot of time, the difference between you and somebody who's the best, or somebody who's popular, or somebody who's successful, is more often than not they have a good support system while you probably may not. So make sure you get at least one person who's on your side and keep them close, because when times get tough and you start to break down or don't understand what to do or just need help in any way, having somebody else there will help a whole lot. So make sure you have somebody who will always have your back when that time comes. And it's a lot that goes into getting better, especially for people who aren't as gifted with talent or as skillful as others. But as long as you have somebody in your corner, you'll be able to do it a lot more of the time than somebody who's all alone. You're also gonna have to be strong mentally. You must be your own castle, guardian, and king, but at the same time, those people still also need people to help them. They don't do it alone either. Training is simple, honestly. Don't overdo yourself when you train. As long as you feel like training, so do it, and sometimes go longer. But a key and useful info is your brain doesn't actually take in the info unless you eat good, sleep well, and rest easy. And even when you get mad or your teammates or everyone else is against you, learn to maintain frame. Mute them if you have to. Keep your peace. Mental clarity is the key to getting better. Don't play the game when you're mad or tilted. And if you have to calm yourself down, you have the ability to control yourself, then do it. And if you have to calm yourself down, then just take a break. You have the ability to control yourself, and that's the only thing you really can't control in life. So remain calm and don't let people get to you. And if I'm being honest, you also really need an ego. You can't be a people pleaser when trying to like climb ranks. You can't make it to the top by helping everybody else, because they take advantage of you, which is the unfortunate part. And then they make you out to be the villain for wanting to do good. And even though it's a game, your real world mentality plays a big factor into the type of player you are. Sometimes the character you play and how you're playing and what you're doing and how you're doing it is a reflection of your mentality in real life. So be strong mentally and even be delusional if you have to. But remember to take care of yourself and also your loved ones. And obviously you shouldn't be toxic as well. Like, don't belittle people, and honestly do the right thing even if it costs you something. Or that's optional, but that's what I would do. Sometimes I lose games because there's somebody getting bullied and I defend them, but I'd love it if we started being people again instead of being demons. And also, even if you help people, sometimes they may turn on you or just ignore you and turn against you. Just if something like that happens, just stay calm and just know to just stay calm. Honestly, that's what all you need to do to win. And honestly, if you're lucky, you might get a really good duo partner out of it, or you might make somebody else's day and help them keep going. You know, never know when somebody's getting close or having a bad day. You might just make somebody's day doing it. A lot of people that play these games are sad and just looking for something to hurt somebody or bring somebody else down. They're miserable people. Don't let them bring you down to their level. You know, you still do have to learn mechanics too, and I might do a video on those if you guys ever wanted to or wanted to see them. But this whole thing helped me learn more on who I am as a person, and not just how to climb up a rank or how to be good at games. It taught me the mentality of what it takes of somebody who climbs. It's not just hard work, it's a lot more that goes into it. If you're seeing this and made it this far, thank you for watching the video. I hope you're all doing good in life, and I wish you all the best of luck. If you enjoyed the video, you should drop a like and sub, and thank you. Love you guys.